Views and opinions expressed are not necessarily those of the staff or management of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast.
Well, hello there, and welcome to this week's edition of the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas podcast. I'm John Engelman. This week, we're up in Rogers at the Uptown Kitchen and Taphouse, talking with co-owner-operator Seth McDaniel. But before we get to him, food news. How about we kick it off today with the Fayetteville Restaurant Week? 72 restaurants are participating, and they're doing it in so many ways. We caught up with Experience Fayetteville's Sarah King last week to learn more about it.
Restaurant Week is our effort to take a time of year that sometimes can be a little slow for restaurants and talk about all the great things that there are to eat in Fayetteville. And our restaurants show up. I know you've got the list, but there are tons of special offerings during the week.
There is.
Fixed price dinners, food trucks, everything, fine dining, so many things in between. There's a lot for people to come and try.
Black Apple Hard Cider in downtown Springdale will be celebrating their 10-year anniversary on Sunday. They'll be open from noon to 8. It's luau themed, so get your Hawaiian shirts and grass skirts out. It'll pay off if you come dressed that way, and that's according to co-owner Leo Orpin.
We're going to have a big luau downtown Springdale, so it's not only just us celebrating all of our accomplishments, the fact that we made it this far, we're going to share it with all of downtown. We're going to all the different businesses, and we're going to have businesses that are open down here. You can have a full day. From morning, there's going to be a handful of bars, restaurants, all throughout the day, retailers. We even have some late night places that are going to be opened up, but you show up, appropriate attire, maybe such as this.
There you go.
And then, here, if you show up in your festive luau theme, we'll go ahead and do a half off or happy hour cider cocktails.
Speaking of cider and cider cocktails, salted watermelon cider's back for the occasion, along with 2 special drinks, Tropic Like It's Hot and salted watermelon slush. You can also win swag.
Wear appropriate gear, maybe a hat, such as this one.
Tell me about it.
We're doing a giveaway right now. So if you follow our social media, specifically our Instagram at Black Apple Hard Cider, we're just randomly doing a drawing. It's kind of like the old radio ads. The first 5 callers to call, you get whatever it was. Except we're doing it a little more modern. Social media, follow us. You can win one of these. We're giving out 50 of them.
Let's keep it with watermelons here, as the Fayetteville Farmers Market will be having a watermelon festival a week from Saturday on August the 2nd. They will have speed eating contests, watermelon taste tests, a cooking demo with Chef Albert Ray, and fun activities for everybody. Check out Fayetteville Farmers Market Instagram for more info. The Leroy on Dixon in Fayetteville is turning a year old. The party is tomorrow, July 24th from 5 to 8 p.m. There'll be free duck pin bowling, free sports simulators, a free glass of champagne to toast with, and raffle giveaways. Again, that's tomorrow night from 5 to 8 at the Leroy, where those happy hour sliders are some of the best in the region. Nomad's in South Fayetteville was originally going to close their doors this past Sunday, but their closing date got pushed back to August 3rd. It'll be business as usual there, and you might still be able to buy some of their memorabilia as well. A new Slim Chickens opened Monday in the location of the original Slim Chickens in Fayetteville on College. The new concept is the fly-through, dedicated to an efficient drive-thru service. The first 50 people in line got free Slim Chickens for a year. And how about this? A car ran at Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville this past Saturday. I went to check it out yesterday, and it's almost completely fixed. They work fast there. Thankfully, nobody was hurt in the accident. Seth McDaniel was an information systems consultant for Hitachi for years. It kept him on the road constantly, and he got tired of watching his kids grow up via webcam, so he got out. And what led him to wanting to open a kitchen and tap house? It's an interesting story and has everything to do with his travels. Seth had 0 restaurant or bar experience other than sitting on the other side of it. So he bought into a chain that was different, very different. In fact, it was only an unproven concept at the time. It included 100 beers on tap, and he ended up being one of the flagships for the chain until he broke away from that chain. He'll talk about that process and how he was able to do it. That's how Uptown Kitchen and Taphouse was born. Seth will talk about its growth and his growth in the restaurant business In many cases, he had to learn the hard way, and he talks about it. That's next, right here on The Flavors of Northwest Arkansas. Hey there, I want to tell you guys about a very important event that's coming up. It's called Got You Day. It's an important fundraiser for a nonprofit called Gap Relief. They support and empower community servants as they seek to protect, aid, and offer healing to their communities and those that are vulnerable. Their mission is to engage first responders, military, veterans, clergy, medical professionals, educators, nonprofit leadership, and international workers. Got You Day this year is a Lake Day. It's happening Saturday, August 9th at Beaver Lake from 10 to 3. They'll have a barbecue lunch, fishing tournament, a cardboard boat derby, a cornhole tournament, a cannonball contest, lake and pool swimming, silent auction, and prizes. Go to gaprelief.com to get registered for the day there. Again, it's Saturday, August 9th, a great lake day for kids before they head back to school. Every dollar raised supports Gap Relief's mission of helping the helpers build resilient communities. Again, register at gaprelief.com.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. Innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
And welcome back. We are at Uptown Kitchen and Taphouse here in Rogers, and I'm with co-owner, Seth McDaniel. Seth, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate this.
Thanks for coming out.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I'm just glad it's not raining right now, if I'm being completely honest.
You never know, man. It could start at any moment.
Any moment, right? Last week I was interviewing someone, and I had to come in with the big backpack full of stuff, and the umbrella I had did not cover the backpack. So thankfully, nothing got wet. But I'm glad I'm not having to deal with that at the very moment. Well, let's talk about you here real quick. You're originally from Little Rock and came here to go to the U of A. Were there any other application processes that you went through, or were you U of A the whole way?
Yeah, well, I wanted to be I knew I loved airplanes.
Oh wow, okay.
Which has nothing to do with anything I've done professionally.
Sure.
I wanted to be an aeronautical engineer. I quickly figured out that engineering was not where I really wanted to go.
Sure.
Started as an industrial engineer at University of Arkansas.
Okay.
And that got it didn't really fit.
Sure.
And so I eventually, after a semester, or actually 2 semesters, I moved over to the business school.
Okay.
Found information systems. It was called Systems Quantitative Analysis.
Okay.
And I realized that I liked that because I was good with computers.
Okay.
And I liked the whole business aspect to it.
Sure.
My parents had a business, and so I could help them with whatever I was learning. And
so was that kind of like, because I had friends back then, and I went to different colleges, but I had friends back then that did MIS degrees. Is
yes.
that kind of the same thing?
It was. It was
okay.
the pre-MIS.
Okay, great.
Right. So went to school as a SISQ, Computer Information Systems, Quantitative Analysis, and then graduated. Realized that this is right around 2001.
Okay.
There wasn't a whole lot of job opportunities in 2001 because of the Trade Center. And,
Sure. It was a tough time.
And so I figured out that there was an opportunity to go into grad school. So I applied for graduate grad school in MIS.
There it
changed
is.
The name.
Yeah.
And that's why I took the GMAT, and I didn't realize you couldn't use a calculator. And I couldn't even subtract large numbers, let alone long division.
Oh, gosh.
So I completely bombed at the GMAT the first time. I thought I was completely prepared.
Yeah.
I took practice tests.
Was it like day of where you learned that?
Oh, yeah. When I sat down and they gave me a pencil, and there no calculators.
No.
I was like, I got to do math. So completely bombed it, and they sent my grade to the University of Arkansas, and they're like, sorry, this isn't
Not for you?
This isn't for you, Seth. And so, but you can take it. We'll let you take it one more time.
Okay.
So I went back home, and I learned how to do long division again.
Yeah, right?
By using a pencil.
Yeah.
And subtraction and math, multiplication, all those simple things that you take for granted.
Sure.
And this time I did well enough that the next letter they sent me, they offered me a TA teaching position.
Nice.
And so basically I went to grad school, University of Arkansas Business School for free.
Good for you.
So
that was a great test.
you got to learn those. Trust me, you got to learn how to long division. It helps in real life at some point. Only once, but it helped then.
You sound like my wife. She first grade teacher for a very long time, and then got moved to fourth grade, and she had to relearn division and not necessarily long division, I guess, but she had to relearn all that math that she hadn't had to deal with for ages. And so yeah, she had a really she had a tough summer a few summers ago getting ready for it, and she was like, I can't believe I have to do this.
Well, it's also very different now. I have two kids. I have a 9-year-old and 12-year-old, and the way they do math is completely different than the way my wife and I learned to do math in the 80s.
No.
But it seems, I think it must be whatever they're doing is better, because they seem to be able to calculate numbers on top of their head much quicker than my wife and I could.
The prehistoric ways we learned?
That's right. So whatever they're doing seems to be working.
Oh, gosh. So did you ever work in restaurant or beer or anything like that growing up?
No, never once. Never waited at a table.
Just became a connoisseur?
Never worked. I went to a lot of restaurants.
Yeah. Hey, same.
Yeah, I never had any aspirations to work in the restaurant industry.
I got you. Well, I worked front of house with my best friend, and people that listen know this story all too well. But, we wanted to go work at a place where whenever we went to was kind of a celebration. When you're younger, you're going to a restaurant, it's a celebration. Mm-hmm. You get to eat out. It's different. You get to order what you want. And so I had such great memories from that back in the day that makes perfect sense. Why not work there when you turn 16? So that was the idea there. Now, going back to the U of A, how did you meet your wife?
So she's from Fort Worth.
Hey.
And she was a roommate of a friend that I knew from Little Rock. And I actually met her the first time by helping the friend that I knew haul a microwave up about 5 or 6 flights of stairs to her room, her college dorm. And she was sitting on the top bunk. And my friend Nikki was like, "This is Seth. He's a friend from Little Rock. He brought the microwave." And she was like, "Cool." That's about all I got. And I kind of waved at her, and didn't see her again for about another 6 months or so.
Okay.
And but her friend, so I grew up on Lake Ouachita also. So my parents have a houseboat on Lake Ouachita in Hot Springs.
Okay.
And my friend Nikki, her parents also had a houseboat, and so we met again at the lake. I was dating someone else at the time, but we had pictures of us together, like in the same picture, but in completely different environments. Like I'm looking at this person, she's looking at that person. So we've known each other on and off for quite a while.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until one day we ran into each other again later when neither of us were dating anyone, and we immediately struck up a conversation because we knew each other.
Yeah.
And from that point on, we've been locked in. We've been locked in.
Okay. All right. You're Mr. Microwave. That's
right.
That's it.
I had one skill. Legs. I could lift a microwave.
It's a lot better than a lot of people, right?
They were heavier back then, by the way. They weren't
oh yeah. Oh, I could tell you a story. This will be very quick. In a previous TV job, this was actually when I was back in El Paso, I think we had an original microwave in the kitchen there because it was gigantic, and you open the door, and inside was about that much of microwave room. It would barely fit a frozen dinner, but it was huge. It was gigantic. So yeah, and it had the turn thing for how long you wanted, just the roto dial, whatever. Yeah, right. It was awful. But it still worked, so I guess. Anyway. So what was your original profession?
So I graduated grad school with a MIS, Master's of Information Systems. And I started working for Hitachi Consulting.
Okay.
And very first project was Tyson Foods They were doing a Project One. It was a huge SAP implementation. SAP is it's an enterprise resource planning system. It's huge. Anytime you watch a golf tournament, you see half the golfers wearing SAP hats, but no one knows what it is.
Right.
And no one should know what it is.
Fair.
You see it at airports. That's the only time you ever see the word SAP. But I help companies implement SAP. I help them change the way they do their business processes the way they were to how they're going to do their business processes in the future, because their bosses say, we're using SAP now. So I was kind of like business engineering, re-engineering. I helped them redo the way they do things. And so I worked for Hitachi for about 5 or 6 years, and many different projects, ties. I mean, a lot of different projects, from a lot of traveling. As a consultant, I was on the road from Monday morning to Thursday night.
Yeah.
For years, that was my routine.
So, did you just get tired of the road and decide, I need to open a restaurant/bar?
Yeah. Well, before that, so I got tired of working at Hitachi and just opened up
I see.
I quit and then opened up Seth Consulting.
Okay.
And then went independent, and then I worked with a few of the other consultants that I knew, that I had met and built relationships with, and did that for another 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
And then, during this time, every single night, I'm in a small city in like West Virginia.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to do in West Virginia. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot.
I'm
sure there's a lot to do. I mean, trust me, I found things to do.
I'm sure.
But usually involved me just having dinner, sitting at the bar.
Right.
And I would get to know the restaurant owners.
Sure.
So I met a lot of people just sitting at the bar eating dinner.
Yeah.
Having drinks, and it was just kind of eye-opening of kind of how cool, and it seemed fun.
Sure.
It seemed like, because all kinds of people were coming into the restaurant.
Absolutely.
And I was like, well, I want to be on the other side of the bar and meet all these people.
Sure.
And then so I think that's what triggered it. Had I not opened a restaurant and I'd stuck with my career, I'd probably be sitting at some restaurant's bar right now thinking, I'm going to open a restaurant one day.
Yeah.
So I think it just, one day it triggered when I decided that, yes, I'm tired of traveling. We had a child in 2012.
Okay.
Watson. And then we had another one in 2015, Edison. And traveling just wasn't.
Started wearing you down.
It was wearing me down.
Sure.
I wanted to be home.
That happens.
I was watching my kids grow up on like little webcams.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, it wasn't fun because
Yeah.
I was gone every Monday through Thursday night. So eventually, when I was self-employed, once my last project ended, I wasn't eager to like look for a new project.
Sure.
I looked for a few, but I wanted like a great project.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones that offered to me that kind of came down my path, I was like, I don't want to do that. And then I eventually realized I don't even want to be a consultant anymore. I'm tired of this. So started looking for different ideas.
What all came through your head? I mean, Olympic athlete, maybe not. You're going through the list. Well, maybe this, maybe that. What kind of outside of this? What was it kind of down to?
I thought about opening up a drone photography company.
Interesting, yeah.
That was before the whole drone licensing, FAA licensing was even out there.
It's kind of the Wild West.
So that
back
was
then.
yeah. And so that one was kind of tricky. I thought about a lot of things, but nothing really made sense. So I kind of found myself in a kind of just treading water. Yeah. And then so I started thinking, what about restaurants? I love restaurants. I know a lot of, I've had, by this time, 13 years on the road traveling, I'd met a lot of restaurant owners and stuff. And so I thought, well, let's just give this a shot. So I just started looking around for franchise opportunities.
Okay.
First one I looked into was Fuzzy's Taco.
Sure.
And they were taking someone had already bought up all Northwest Arkansas locations.
You bet.
And then I looked at Nothing But Cakes.
Yeah.
And then someone had already bought up all those locations.
Sure.
So I gave up on that. And then one day, this new restaurant opportunity popped up on my radar. and it was this craft beer growler selling bar, and I was like, craft beer, that's huge up here, because we had already had, this was 2015.
Oh yeah, knee deep.
And we had already had, Ozark, Bentonville, Fossil Cove. I mean, Core. These were well.
It was well established, yeah, for sure.
Beer breweries that were great companies. That, and so I thought, that's interesting, because I didn't know of any place where I could go and have one of everything. I didn't want to go to Core. I mean, I didn't have all day to go sample Cores and then drive, and then before Uber, have someone drive me to Bentonville,
right,
and then have someone drive me to Ozark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there wasn't a place you could try them all, and so I thought, well, that's interesting. So I talked to my wife. I was like, well, so here's another idea. This is way out there on left field. What about a growler bar where we serve all kinds of craft beer, and the food will be like super simple, very simple food, like out of like a turbo chef oven, like you would see at Subway or something. Like,
okay,
the food was an afterthought.
Okay,
the grand plan was the
beer. Let me just pause you real quick. That was then, not now.
Correct.
Okay.
Continue. That was then.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. I just wanted to clarify, just so people that listen to the first 10 minutes or jump out don't think that's what this is here.
Oh yeah.
Please
this
continue.
is what helped me sell it to my wife and myself, because I didn't know anything about food.
Yeah, I get it.
So I was like, this seems reasonable, like great idea. How could we go wrong?
Yeah. No, that's great. What was her reaction?
What could go wrong?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Surprisingly, she's usually the level-headed one that says, no, find something else.
Right.
In this case, she said, okay, I like this idea.
That shock you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes she surprises me.
All right.
I'm used to, her being the reasonable-headed person.
Of course. I got one of those too. So, and I was shocked when I told her I was going to do this. She's like, yeah, you should.
What?
Oh, what? Okay. Let me think. So as I was scrambling, thinking of this, you're scrambling, and you're Growler USA is what it is. You reach out to them. What was that like?
Out and then met with them, and
where are they based out of, by the way?
They were based out of Denver, Colorado.
Okay, perfect spot, right?
And they did not have any locations open. It was just a business plan.
Okay.
They started with a franchised business plan.
Okay.
With zero, proven.
Proof of concept, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
But I still felt like, man, this is how could it go wrong? What
could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Yeah. So I started doing a lot of research. So I started calling people. I started calling my old restaurant friends that lived in, the owners of the country. It's like, how is your craft beer doing? And I'm still waiting for someone to say, oh, craft beer is the thing of the past. It's not going to happen. But every single person was like, oh, that's what people are wanting. That's all they want.
You bet.
And then so just every single feeler that I reached out to kept pointing me towards this path.
Okay.
And then so I was like, okay, well, I think this is where we should aim our direction to.
Sure.
So I started doing a lot of research. I mean, and to step back one step, like I wasn't even really into craft beer.
Okay.
I enjoyed, I grew up at the lake, so light beer, Coors Light, Miller Lite. That's what.
Same.
Margaritas, that's what we drank.
Absolutely.
Craft beer wasn't really anything that was ever on my radar.
No.
And then, so as I got and realized, like, hey, this is a direction I want to move into, I do a lot of due diligence. So I went to McAdoodles in Jane, Missouri.
Okay. Yeah.
They had a big selection. And I was walking down the aisle. And then the very last door, the very bottom row was this, like, camouflage. Literally the case of six-pack was a camouflage case with a fish on it, and it said IPA, Bell's Two Hearted Ale. Never heard of it, so I was like, all right, I'll buy that. It's like $16. Good Lord. Maybe it was $14. I don't know. Either way, it was
regardless.
It was way more money than I spent on a six-pack of beer.
Right. It had traveled a long way.
And so I got home and popped one open. I was like, oh, wow, this tastes incredible.
Yeah.
This is craft beer. I get it now. Like, this is, all of a sudden, that's what I wanted when I had a beer. Like, that's the flavor I was looking for. Something so much more than just
which is what we are currently,
light beer.
yeah,
Exactly.
which is what we're currently sampling at the very moment, by the way. Really good.
Yeah, and it's still just as good today as it was that first day. I still love it.
It's good beer. It is a good beer. It's my first time to have it, but it's great. It's great. So you're going to be. Were you the first place for Growler USA?
I wasn't,
Okay.
but we were, I think, the third or fourth, maybe the fourth.
Okay.
By the time, this is 2000 and early 16,
Okay.
maybe 15, early 16.
Sure.
They were working on a place in North Carolina, and then so they were kind of building out. And the whole concept was a full 100 taps, but with the idea of being people stop by after work and they fill growlers, and they take the growler
Sure.
home. It's like, this is your one-stop shop for growler.
Yeah.
Come on, you fill your growler, you go home. If you're hungry, we have some light food, some pretzels or
Sure.
something,
Yeah.
it just to kind of feed you. But the whole idea was the food, or the beer, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We were already bought into the project, signed up. We'd already traveled, met everyone. The whole due diligence.
You're in.
I mean, trust me. Like, when I say due diligence, I didn't just discover and then appreciate craft beer. Like, I started home brewing, joined all the clubs.
Oh, really?
That's my thing. Like, when I
Heck yeah.
when I set my eyes on something,
100%.
that's all I
Yeah.
think about.
Yeah.
That's where I go.
Absolutely.
And I trudged through. So, by this time, I was home brewing. I was a member of the clubs. So I was learning everything I could about craft beer.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is going to work. It's going to work. And then first location opened. And my timing may be wrong, but the first location opened, they realized that it doesn't really work.
Oh, no.
You can't just sell beer and because there's no lunch crowd.
Sure.
And people may stop by, but you got to have food.
Yeah.
So even after we had already, and then we're probably going, you'll probably ask more questions about how we started the location,
Sure.
but when we were midway into the build out of this place, Growler USA offered an opportunity. They're like, hey, would you like to be the first full kitchen? Like, not just this like little turbo chef, like heat up
Right.
a few sandwiches
Yeah.
type thing, but like actual full kitchen. It sounds a lot more expensive,
Yeah, right?
but I knew it from the moment. I was like, yeah, that
Got to do
you
it.
got to do it.
Yeah.
It'd be silly not to.
Yeah.
'Cause that was one of the things I worried about too.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, let's do it. But we'd already like locked in our
The first to do
space.
it. Here we go. Oh, you locked in the space, but it wasn't built out for it.
Area. I mean, yeah. So I looked for a long time for a place to lease. Existing places, new
Yeah.
places, all over. I had a couple different real estate agents, trying to find me area.
So were you looking at all of Northwest Arkansas, or were you looking at Rogers specifically?
So originally, being from Bentonville, or
Yeah.
living in Bentonville, and my kids going to school in Bentonville, my idea was like downtown Bentonville would be amazing.
Yeah.
But even in 2015, early 16, there wasn't many locations.
Well,
I mean, they were already like, in hindsight, I probably should have just
bit the bullet.
bit the bullet and like it'd be worth 10 times as much. Either way, I didn't because there wasn't anything. I needed more space. There wasn't
Sure.
enough with like, roughly 3,000 square feet of space.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine called. He's like, I got a buddy that's now a real estate agent, he's trying to get into it.
Yeah.
I'll give you his number. Let me call him. So I called him. His name was Mike Dooley, and his very first meeting, maybe we met together, and he's like, I see what I can do. I think I have some ideas. And he reached out to this Wisinvest company that was building this whole area off
Okay.
of the promenade.
Sure.
On the west end of I-49. it was just a grass field. Like there were cows here.
I remember.
And I met with a guy in a trailer, and he's like, "So how much land? How much space do you need? Because we're building this." I was like seriously, like. And then so like on the spot, I was like, "I need about 3,000 square feet." Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, well we'll lock you in. Let's do it." And then so
this was built out specifically from the beginning for your specifications.
this is what's called District 1 of this area.
Okay.
And it says the very first building.
Yeah.
And Fuzzy's was already locked in. So
ironically,
Fuzzy's the place that I wanted to open.
Yeah.
They were 2 doors down.
Yeah.
They were already they were building the shell. Like it was just, bar, it was just building materials.
Right.
Concrete on the ground. And then so I was able to pick how much space I needed, and they stuck me like right here. In hindsight, I wish I could have gotten 6,000.
Yeah, well, I get
8,000.
it.
I mean,
who knows?
Who knows? But it's hindsight.
Yeah. I mean, you're on the spot. You got to figure it out quick, right?
Yeah, I was in a trailer with some strangers I didn't know. Had a dirt patch.
Whenever I hear a line like that, I'm not thinking of restaurants. All right, so moving on here. So Growler USA had the process for you to be, as a franchisee, to be built out.
That's right. So they kind of gave me the
framework, the playbook.
Framework, the plan. And as a consultant and an MAS guy,
yeah.
I love spreadsheets.
Okay.
I love project
You're
plans.
the one. I got you.
I love data. I love
Right.
organizing.
Right.
I love planning. So I immediately pieces just started falling together. I mean, everything started falling together. I'm planning it, organizing it.
Yeah.
And I'm still, building a restaurant is a very slow process.
Sure.
I mean, it's fast at times.
Yeah.
But the initial stages is also very slow, especially when you don't have another job. Like I'd stopped consulting at this point.
Yeah.
And so my full-time job was like, all right, next,
You're working to get the doors open.
Is,
yeah.
All right, I'm going to build a restaurant and open up this Growler USA.
And you're trying to be efficient to get there as quick as you can get open.
I'm doing my due diligence.
Yeah.
I've got everything planned out.
For sure.
There's still down moments. So like I started Ubering.
Yeah.
I signed up for Uber, and I'm driving people around, telling them about this restaurant I'm building.
Nice. And they're like, yeah, sure you are.
Yeah, no, I promise you. Look, I opened a restaurant. It's over by the Walmart neighborhood market.
How far are we to our destination?
Yeah, there's a Chewy's over there. At this time there was nothing around here.
Yeah.
Still, there was a neighborhood market and Chewy's.
I'd forgotten the neighborhood market was like the first.
It was,
the first thing, yeah.
So there's a John Engelman tip.
Oh.
Put up your, if you're going to buy land or lease land, put it next to a neighborhood market, because I guarantee you,
that's a plus.
People are going to come.
Especially after spending some time there, I need a beer.
That's
right. Go next door and get a beer after shopping in there for an hour.
That's right. So
Funny.
I'm doing everything I can to stay busy.
Sure.
I mean, I was, hungry. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So we just built the thing out and we opened up. There's a long process there for opening it up.
Sure.
But we eventually opened up as Growler USA.
Mm-hmm.
But we had the full kitchen, which was a learning process.
Oh my gosh. That was not in your.
Wasn't in my original business plan.
Wasn't in your wheelhouse at that point either.
It wasn't even in the loan plan, as far as I know. So many pieces to this story that somehow magically tie together.
Gotta believe in magic.
But so eventually we were set. And
okay.
We knew we'd be open sometime around early 2017.
Okay.
And this is, mid to early 2016.
Okay.
And from that point on, it was just
nose to the grindstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
A lot of planning.
All right. So they're building it out, and you're getting to the point now where it's tables and chairs, and you got distributors putting tops on taps, and you've got whatever food service that you are with starting to stock you guys up, and you're getting close here. You're hiring.
Yeah.
You're starting to put things together.
Yeah.
Tell me about that process of getting close and okay, here we go. We're a few weeks out from opening the doors for good. What's that feeling like?
It's very scary.
Yeah.
As a consultant, I knew to always surround myself with great people.
Amen.
So, as a MIS consultant, I worked for Hitachi and self, a lot of projects. I was always working with executives.
Yeah.
I'm always like face to face with the CIO or something.
Sure.
So I know great organized people and stuff. And so when I started hiring people, I kind of looked for that.
Yeah.
I looked for people I could work with.
Sure. God, it's a hard process, man.
It's very hard. Eventually, you get to the point where, like, do you have legs? Okay. But
I'd work with people with legs.
I still like, that's kind of like I still have an idea of the kind of people I want to work with. And I always want to surround myself with people that are so much better than I am, so I can like build up. I want to like absorb from them.
Absolutely.
So hiring, I hired some great people up front.
Yep.
You eventually, yada yada yada. After a lot of fast forwarding, we opened in February of 2017 with absolutely no clue what we were doing.
That's great.
We didn't. I mean, even with the franchise help, they had like 4 locations at this point.
Right. They didn't have a whole lot of experience either.
They were focusing all their effort in opening other locations.
Oh, of course they
had
were.
like 15 locations from Hawaii to Oregon, Washington to Florida. Like
those calls not returned so quickly.
That's what they were focusing on.
Yeah.
They sent a trainer, maybe 2 trainers down to help us, but with all the pre-planning and preparation and due diligence that we had done, like we don't even need these trainers. Like these guys don't know anything that we haven't figured out already. So like we're already coming up with our own menu items and stuff.
Nice.
Which they weren't so cool. They weren't like super happy about. A lot of them came from growler ideas, but we also half the menu was like kind of our own brainchild.
Sure.
Like
well, and it's early on. You can do that.
It's early, and like I said, they were focusing on other
What are
locations,
they going to do?
So
exactly.
It's like as long as we are successful, they'll be successful.
Exactly.
We win, they win.
Absolutely.
And I think they saw that too.
Yeah.
I think that they put trust in me that
smart
that maybe we were like leading the path of maybe the way things should be.
Sure.
I don't know.
No, I get it. So the week leading up, I've talked to people that have had AC go out in the middle of the summer, like a week before opening. I've talked to people that the fryer would not start the day of the grand opening. I've heard some can you say great, awful stories? Does that work? I've heard some great, awful stories. How about you guys?
I mean, to be completely honest with you, like I had everything so planned and prepped, and so little else to do.
Yeah,
like, I had everything.
Everything buttoned up.
Everything was buttoned up.
Okay, good.
Except for learning how to manage people. That part has somehow dropped. Yeah. Did not know how to manage.
It's a nice change.
A restaurant.
Oh no.
Crew. I had project teams. I managed teams of IT folks. And
that's very technical though, right?
Yeah, I know how to. Like I thought, I'm a great manager. I know how to like we've numerous projects live on SAP. On time, on budget. Like I know what I'm doing. I can manage the people. The hard part's getting the place built.
Right.
Now we got the place built.
Right.
It's finding it's managing people.
Yeah.
That's what's taken me years to figure out.
That's hard because people over the years change. It just changes. Everything changes. It's crazy. Yeah. Well, grand opening, doors finally open. Are you thinking, oh gosh, this is real? Here we go.
Yeah.
Here it is.
It was. We had a soft opening,
Great.
And all of my friends from Bentonville and family and Mary's friends, Mary's my wife, all of her friends and coworkers and families, they all show up for this grand opening, and it was a madhouse.
Yeah, man.
It was. The lights went off at 8:00 because there was a timer for the lights that we hadn't been there past 8 p.m. for some reason.
Okay.
Anyway, so little things like that. That was our big technical failure. Is all the electricity and lights went out at 8 p.m. But we turned it back on. Got 'em. But
That's funny.
a lot of those people I haven't seen since.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
it was such mayhem.
That's
that,
funny.
Yeah, it to this day, I swear, a lot of my Bentonville friends I haven't seen since then.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
They stay in Bentonville. They love Bentonville.
Listen,
We're like 15 minutes down the road. It's way too far to drive.
Fayetteville people are the same way, by the
Yeah.
way. Side notes, because we have friends in Fayetteville. We're like, we're gonna go up and eat in Bentonville. They're like, it's so far away. And I'm like, being originally from Dallas, if something's 30 minutes away,
I know.
that's normal.
Yeah, I lived in Dallas for like 2 years.
Yeah, that's
And,
easy.
45 minutes is a quick jump.
Piece of cake, and it's probably 10 miles away.
Yeah.
45 minutes for sure. Well, you're up and rolling. What was your first taste of success?
Customers, making relationships and meeting and getting to know customers. That was it was very
Getting to
hard.
meet the people who were you at other places.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I never really thought of it in that.
In that context.
Yes, I never really thought
Yeah.
of it from that perspective. but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Things were very hard. They were very challenging.
Sure.
Discouraging. I mean, things break.
Yeah.
Things are going wrong. People don't show up.
Yeah.
People quit. It's like guys,
Those are restaurants.
we're trying. We have a goal. We can all win if we all
Yeah.
work together and win.
Yeah.
I realize that that's very difficult. But even though we're like trudging through all these challenges, the people I would meet were a source of inspiration. I mean,
Absolutely.
They kind of fueled mine. They kind of gave me that boost to like, just keep going. This is amazing.
Yeah.
We love this place. Keep going.
Yeah.
I was like, I hate this place. You know what I mean? Like that's how I felt. Like I had already like burned through all of my energy just from the step of concept to opening. I was kind of exhausted.
How much of that was the emotional energy?
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very. I remember the week before we opened, watching. I was sitting on the couch with my, at the time, I guess he was like 6 years old, and
Yeah.
had a 1-year-old baby, I think, or no, 3-year-old because they're 3 years apart. Thinking, it's a Saturday night, and I'm just sitting here watching TV. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever be able to do this again. It's like, because once we open,
Full go.
we're open. That was the part where I realized, like, oh no, this is a big commitment.
This is real, yeah. For sure.
And so, from that point on, I think that's when it kind of started draining because all the
Yeah.
places built, we're open, we're trying our best, and we're just screwing things up left and right.
Sure.
Customers are leaving unhappy.
Oh.
We're the concept was great. Execution was poor. And you know what? I chalk that up to me having zero restaurant experience and almost no
It's part
help
of it.
from
Yeah.
the franchise that we kind of like pushed away
Yeah.
because I thought we knew what we were doing. You know what I mean? So I take a lot of that blame on myself.
Sure. I get it.
So we kind of had to learn the hard way.
Yeah. Well, speaking of hard way, COVID hits.
Yeah. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So we opened February of 17, and we slowly built and we're constantly growing.
Yeah.
Every month was better than the previous.
It's great.
The numbers weren't super terrific, but they were getting better and better every year until February. At February of 2020 was our biggest month ever.
No.
Like we were just killing it. Like we had figured out a lot of the management issues. I had a terrific manager named Bridget that she took a lot of weight off my shoulders. Like she lifted so much weight
That's
off
great.
my shoulders and helped me. That allowed me to focus on my family.
Yeah.
Focus on me time.
Sure.
Focus on marketing and all kinds of stuff.
You bet.
She held the operations down.
Yeah.
And so like we were killing it. And then boom. Everything changed.
What was that day like for you?
It was an interesting day, but I can say this. This is there's 2 chapters in this book so far.
Okay.
This was the cliffhanger of where one chapter ends, where we're all sitting at a table and saying, "This is for real.
Yeah.
This is for real. We're shut.
We're going to
down.
have to act. Yeah.
We
exactly.
are shut down. Like
Yeah.
we have to pivot. We have to be nimble. We have to be quick.
Yeah.
We have to invent. We have to. This is an opportunity.
Yep.
And then so, fast forward to the next chapter. We all just started having ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Great, like we started just brainstorming.
Yeah.
Because one, the restaurant's closed. We're all
Yeah.
sitting there. Everyone's on the clock, so we're all just sitting there working anyway.
Yeah.
And it kind of came to me. I was like, you know what? This is an opportunity, a completely unique, rare opportunity where we are on the same playing field, we're at the same starting line as every restaurant in the world.
1,000%.
Like Olive Garden, who probably does 15 times the numbers we do, it's down the street.
Yeah.
They're in the same starting line.
Wow.
For the first time ever, we are sitting at the same starting line.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this is an opportunity.
Yeah.
So we didn't look at it as, oh, this sucks. What are we going to do? How are we going to like mitigate all these problems?
Time to act.
It's like, guys, this is time.
Yeah.
This is our time to shine.
Yeah.
And
100%.
And we did.
Nice.
Up to this point, we sold 60% beer, 40% food.
Okay.
Because we were we've gotten to be a great happy hour spot.
Yeah.
Teams would come after their day and enjoy
Which, by the way, is
beer.
starting to happen right now.
Right.
Continue. No, it's good. It's
But,
good. I love it.
we had terrific apps, and a lot of our customers didn't know we had food. Like, they would come here pre-dinner,
Yeah.
and then we're going to, a Tuscan Trotter next.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I take it out, whatever you have,
Sure.
any kind of business.
Yeah. No, I get it. A lot of people had a lot to figure out.
Yeah, so once we hit this COVID chapter, then all of a sudden, I was like, this is our opportunity to, one, we can either turn into like a growler distribution machine.
Sure.
And like send growlers out to all the neighborhoods and stuff, or we can finally become recognized for the food that we serve. 'Cause we're a full kitchen.
Yeah.
And we had already gotten great marks on all of our food. Our chicken tenders, our chicken wings, burgers, salads, they're all terrific. Our sandwiches.
Yeah.
So I was like, but people don't know. They don't think of us as a restaurant.
Yeah.
They think of us as a happy hour destination.
Mm-hmm.
And then so from that point, so once we started like focusing on that, and I can't tell you how thankful and blessed we were to have connections with our people. They would send their neighbors would come in with an order and be like, we're buying for our street.
Oh, that's great.
Come in and order,
Oh, that's great.
huge, massive amount of food to distribute to their neighbors.
Wow.
Because they still have to eat.
Yeah.
Even though we're all locked at home, people are still looking for something
Sure.
new and fun.
Mm-hmm.
So we started just pumping out food left and right.
Yeah.
The growler thing never really took off. I mean, there was a handful of times where I'm driving home at the end of the night on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Driving down Walton at like 7 o'clock,
Yeah.
and there's no cars
That's eerie.
on the whole street.
That's
I
eerie.
have a picture somewhere. Like literally, like it's just like, what is this?
It's another world,
And
man.
I'm driving over to
It's a movie.
my friend's house and dropping off 3 growlers and
Yeah.
driving over. It's like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt like such a different world.
Mm-hmm.
But we approached it
like a movie.
with the mindset of this is an opportunity.
Yeah. Have to.
And
to.
honestly, that's what pushed us to second, third, maybe fourth gear, which is we hit the ground running at
Good.
that point.
Nice.
So since then, now we're 60% food, 40% alcohol,
Okay.
and like, so that without the pain and problem and challenges of COVID,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be where we are.
So you get through COVID, and here comes a name change.
Yes.
Tell me about that and that process.
Well, so even before COVID, a year before COVID,
Oh, okay.
I realized this whole franchise business sucks. I don't like being part of it. I've been independent, Seth Consulting. I got my name in the freaking company.
Right.
I like being independent.
Yeah.
I didn't like royalties and sending money away and stuff because I felt like we were doing all the work. Like they weren't providing a whole lot of help.
Right.
The return on investment just didn't seem great.
Yeah.
So we were one of the top performing locations. At this point, they had, I think, 15 or 16
Okay.
Growler USAs around the country.
Yeah.
And we were always amongst the top. So I was getting very discouraged with that whole with them.
Sure.
I wasn't getting a whole lot of help.
Yeah.
Like I said, they were still focusing on turning this into like a huge franchise company. They thought if they build more locations and everything would win.
Well, you just weren't getting your investment.
Yeah.
At that point.
I had made friendships with a lot of the other restaurant franchise owners,
Sure.
and man, they were having a much harder time
Oh gosh.
because a lot of them didn't do due diligence. They didn't know anything about craft beer.
Oh boy.
They just literally said, "Okay, here's a turnkey package. Turn it on, and it should work."
Oh,
it
no.
didn't. Like
Yeah.
I was like, "Guys, you got to do some. You got to know what beer works. You got to know.
Right.
You got to be enthusiastic about this beer. This beer is that's what brings people in. They stay for the food.
Gotta
They
make it
come
your
back
life.
For the food. Like
Yeah.
you got to be. I went to locations and I would still travel around. I went to locations and they would have like 100 taps, but 20 of them would be empty. They're like, we don't. The only thing that sells is Miller Lite or something. I was like, well, we don't sell Miller Lite. Like, for our business model from day one, and I still kind of stand by. We don't. We purposely don't sell the national, like domestic, easy beers. I call them easy beers because yes, they're easy to drink and they're terrific. But I want to push the customer's envelope. I want them to try something that's local.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you, Lost 40's second rodeo is better than any of the local light, the domestic light beers. I'm sorry, the
domestic,
Miller
the big
Lights
ones.
or something.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So it's like we're selling a story. We're selling the brewery.
Mm-hmm.
We're selling the local,
Absolutely.
and it's a better product.
Yeah.
Arkansas rice. I mean, it's like we got to push that story.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the other locations didn't know. They didn't even care about any of that.
Yeah.
They were just like, we want to open a restaurant. Here's some money. Boom, and they had a restaurant.
Make it happen.
So a lot of people were in a lot of pain. And so I kind of formed a group of people, other restaurant owners, and we started talking to other people, all the other restaurant owners, and realized we're all in the same boat. Like this is ruining us. This is still pre-COVID.
Okay.
This is still pre-COVID.
Okay.
And so we had some. So we were able to legally fight our way out of the franchise.
Okay. Like you and the whole group?
Yes.
Okay.
Like mainly me and 2 or 3 of the other owners were
Okay.
like the heads of this.
Okay.
It was a battle for about a year
Okay.
of legal back and forth. But once March of 2020 hit, COVID hit, and everything was shutting down, the franchisors, they were like, okay, we'll sign your agreement to get out. So I signed some terms to buy out of the franchise, and they, I signed it, notarized it, shipped it off, and then about 3 hours later, they sent the same contract but with much better buyout terms.
Oh no!
To every other franchisee.
Oh no!
And then so basically that day, the whole company dissolved.
Oh wow!
So-
Okay. You just got stuck with the worst terms, I guess.
But you know what? Had I not done it, someone had to do it.
Yeah, understood.
And it's the best thing I ever did.
That's great.
I have much appreciation for everyone that helped me build
it up,
build it here,
get it started. You bet.
At the end of the day, it's business.
Yeah, of course. And that's the key of it right there. That's the thing. So you were Uptown Kitchen and Taphouse going into COVID? No.
No, we were still Growler.
Okay.
But so immediately in like April of 2020, they're like, okay, once the contract was signed, I had like 30 days to completely remove all branding from everything.
Okay. Wow.
And I was like, oh, I hadn't even thought of another name.
Yeah.
I haven't thought of anything. And one of our, I'm tossing everything around. Is this going to be Seth's Beer Emporium? What are we going to call this thing? And I was like, maybe you don't need to put your name in all your businesses, right?
Right.
It's not even a great name.
Yeah. No.
So, we're like thinking, and we're like 1 week to the point where I got to like pull everything off. And
Giddy up, cowboy.
One of our regular customers was like, this whole area is called Uptown. And they had just put up a big sign on one of the buildings they just built called Uptown. I was like, okay, so this place is, because until then, it wasn't called Uptown.
Okay, yeah.
This area.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, well, this is Uptown. And we had already, behind you can see like the kitchen and tap house. We had already put that on the wall like a year before.
Okay.
Because people didn't know we were a kitchen. People still thought we were a bar.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, we already have kitchen and tap house stuck to the window.
Perfect.
Uptown Kitchen and Taphouse. And I looked around like, you good? Asked my wife, you good? She's like, let's do it. I was like, all right, we're Uptown Kitchen and Taphouse.
Yeah.
And from that point on, we rebranded.
Fit really well. I think it's great. That's great. Well, post-COVID, all of us were at home for a very long period of time. And I think this was the second place that we came to, like publicly, to come sit and eat, not just drive up to and whatever, And we came here, and I was in such a mood that, and I told you this beforehand, I came here with the idea of, I'm gonna wrap my lips around every damn tap in that place and enjoy a drink and eating and just relaxing in a public place. And I had suggested this to my wife because we had been to Growler USA, and she was all good about it. Of course, she is a beer woman, and we came in here and we got 2 seats at the bar because everything else was taken. Everyone else had the same idea. And we sat, and much like you in the bars in West Virginia, restaurant bars and places like that, everyone around us, we just met with everyone. Everyone was in such a good mood because everybody was finally able to get out. And it was great. It was a great, I still remember that night. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it was a Wild West for a little while.
It really was.
The ABC dropped a lot of their restrictions and rules.
My gosh, did
we
they
started
ever?
Sending out growlers of anything in America. For a while before COVID, like you could only sell growlers of Arkansas beers. And, like as soon as COVID hit, ABC was like, okay, you sell whatever you can.
You can sell growlers of moonshine if you need to, right?
I think they would have allowed it, yeah. And then it was a Wild West. We had people tailgating outside in the parking lot.
That's so
stuff.
Cool.
I mean,
that's awesome.
So the post-COVID was where we had to really take on a new level. We had to level up.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's shift gears. You want to talk beer and food?
Sure.
We'll do it. We got that next. We got that in the Mike Ingman Home Pro Tip of the Week, and that's next right here on the Flavors of Northwest Arkansas. Let's go.
Connect with us at Flavors of Northwest Arkansas on Facebook and Instagram, or by email at flavorsofnwa@gmail.com.
All right, time for the Mike Ingman Home Pro Tip of the Week, and for that, Seth has a tip for us, sir.
All righty. So we smoke our turkey for our smoke-fried turkey sandwich,
which we'll talk about here shortly.
We I take the turkey breast. We brine them in pickle juice. So we sell a ton of fried pickles. So we have 5-gallon buckets of pickles. coming out our ears.
Okay.
So it's a lot of pickle juice there.
Sure.
And so whenever we're doing another batch of turkey, we take the turkey breast and I brine it overnight. Just drop them in the 5-gallon buckets of pickle juice and brine it. And then I take Duke's mayonnaise.
Okay.
So I pat them off. I try to dry the turkey breast off.
Mm-hmm.
Take Duke's mayonnaise and just slather the turkey breast in Duke's mayonnaise. I think Duke's mayonnaise is the best.
Okay.
It's better than, nothing wrong with Hellman's or anything. That's great. But Duke's, there's something special about Duke's.
Okay.
It's very vinegary.
Okay.
I love it. And then season it and then I smoke it at 260 degrees until it hits about 160 degrees.
Yeah.
Pull it off, and it is the most amazing melt in your mouth sliced turkey you can have. And that's what we use for our smoke fried turkey breast. We take that incredible product and then deep fry it in our beer batter.
Ooh.
To turn into a crispy, crunchy, sweet, succulent drink. So my tip of the day is to brine your it could be chicken breast, turkey breast, it could be anything, in mayonnaise. Just so
don't brine it in mayonnaise. Brine it in pickle.
You don't even have to brine it in pickle juice. But before you cook it, just slather it in mayonnaise and then season it, because that keeps the juices in.
Okay, so mayonnaise is the binder.
Mayonnaise is what keeps the juices in and binds all the seasonings to it.
Okay, interesting. Good tip. We'll be right back.
Your story doesn't have to end. As an organ donor, the good in you can live on. In fact, you can save up to 8 lives through organ donation. Sign up to give the gift of life after you're gone. You'll be happy you did. Just maybe, someone else will too. Sign up online today as an organ, eye, and tissue donor at organdonor.gov. It saves lives.
OrganDonor.gov, that's where you go to get signed up to be an organ donor. There are over 105,000 people right now on the National Registry list to to get a transplant. And someone is added to that list every 8 minutes. I was one of those people in 2018. Here's the hardest news of all. 13 people a day die waiting for an organ transplant. Not ideal. We need to work on that number for sure. OrganDonor.gov is the place to go to get signed up if you're not an organ donor. I know you hear it. You're tired of me saying it every week, but I'll say it until I'm no longer able to say it. OrganDonor.gov. You can also get signed up through the Health app on your iPhone, and you can also go to Department of Finance whenever you have to update your driver's license. Let them know that you want to be an organ donor. And if you're outside the state, obviously, Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, is the way to do it. Please get registered if you're not. But I'm pretty sure everyone that's listening or watching is registered. I just get that feeling. Thank you. And we're back talking with Seth McDaniel, Uptown Kitchen and Taphouse. Thank you for your time, man. This has been great.
It's a lot of fun. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. It's time to get into the good stuff. 100 beers on, it may even be more, but at least 100 beers on tap. Pretty unique, at the very least, the only spot in Northwest Arkansas that does this, maybe the state.
That's right, yeah. I mean, we have 100 taps up front, and then we have 4 taps of red wine in the back. So actually 104 taps.
Okay.
But one of the taps is water.
Got to have it.
And it is the best filtered water you can ever have, I promise you, because we have an incredible water filtering system. It runs back and forth through the cooler and copper pipes, and then it's filtered. It's delicious.
You're pitching your water, man. This is great.
Trust me, I have to be ready to pivot at any time.
You got that right. You got that right.
But our water's terrific. But yeah, so we have red wine, we have white wine, we have sometimes we have keg cocktails on tap. But yeah, we have 100 taps, which is more than anyone in Arkansas. So we have the largest selection of craft beer in Arkansas. That's
amazing. So back to the craft cocktails. You would have to, I would assume, do you batch it or can you get them already that way?
So we'll batch it.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll batch it and put it into a keg and sometimes, depending on like the event, like if it's a big concert night or something, we'll actually hook it to a tap.
Okay.
But a lot of times we just do it in 5-gallon buckets.
Okay.
And batch it. But they're, it's just like our craft beer. We take a lot of effort into making sure our cocktails are awesome too. I mean, we partner with Fox Trail across the street.
Yeah, man.
So we always try to like stay local when we can.
You bet. I
mean, 45 of our taps at any given time, sometimes more than that, are local breweries.
Very cool.
In Bentonville. And if you take into account Oklahoma, Missouri, Louisiana,
then you get into regional.
Then we're like 70% of our taps.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
We try to keep everything fresh and local.
That's great. That's awesome. So at one point, you probably have in your walk-in, at the very least, because you got to have more than one keg per tap. More often than not, I would think. Tell me about that, because that's a formidable room. You got to keep a lot of kegs cold.
It's a challenge. It's a puzzle.
It's Tetris.
Kegs are heavy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so at any given time we have 150 kegs easy back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of parts of my job that I enjoy because I put my headphones on, I listen to a podcast. I like
if I only knew of any.
And I put my sweatshirt and gloves on, and I go back there and I sort the kegs.
Okay.
It's like one of those puzzles that you like move this towel to the left,
Tetris.
and then you move this one over here, and you move this because the kegs are heavy. And I have a roller system, a pulley system that I can lift the kegs up and slide it all the way down in the air to the other end of it because
very smart.
It's about 75 feet long. It's a big cooler.
Yeah.
So
has to be.
I'm old. I don't want to like ruin my back on lifting kegs.
You're not as old as me.
But
let me start.
But yeah, so I try to make it easy. But yeah, it's like a game of Tetris to keep everything sorted and organized.
Yeah.
And if you let it get out of hand, you'll get in trouble quick.
It's 40% of your business that you're putting up in the air if you're not on top of it, right?
Yeah, you gotta set yourself up for success.
Yeah, absolutely.
So keep sorted and organized and clean.
Okay, so we already talked about this glorious IPA that we're drinking right now, but what are some of your favorites that you have on tap right now?
Oh, I mean, so I pulled some numbers before this interview.
Oh.
Which I had suspicions, but it really surprised me. One of my favorite local as in Arkansas, IPAs is Superior Bathhouse out of Hot Springs.
Yeah.
Their Space Force. It surprised me that they're like our fourth or fifth highest selling beer of all time.
What?
And it's literally one IPA from Superior Bathhouse.
I did not have that on my list coming into this interview.
It's terrific, and we sell a lot of it.
Yeah.
But Homewrecker.
Oh, sure.
Everything from Bentonville is always great.
Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, they're such a great company. New Province, those guys are amazing.
They are.
I mean, I've worked with all these local breweries, Fossil Cove, Ozark. I mean, for so long that I know the product's great. Everyone knows the product's great, and so 40% of our sales are from local beers.
I don't get out of state too much. I travel to Dallas a fair amount, but when I'm there, it's quick, and I'm never there for an extended period to be able to go hit breweries and things like that. Gut feeling for me, I have nothing to base this on, but gut feeling for me, I think per capita, the quality of the local beer has to be higher than what it would be per capita in most places, just because of the quality we have here.
Well, I think you're right. I mean, maybe I'm just biased.
I think I'm biased too.
I think you're 100% correct.
I think I'm 100% biased.
I traveled around. I didn't like
you
craft.
Would know.
I didn't like craft beer when I traveled around.
Well, yeah, there's that.
I didn't like it until I moved here, until I got back home.
Yeah, that's great. Well, we have to talk food.
Okay.
I'm a food guy, and one of the things we always get here is the Zippin' Brussels sprouts. We kind of get it as the appetizer before the meal because they're addictive, quite frankly.
And I say healthy because they're a vegetable. Well, you make your mom happy. You're eating Brussels sprouts. You're finally eating your Brussels sprouts.
Sure.
This one, I mean, fried Brussels sprouts are good, but this one I completely, on one of my travels to Fort Worth,
Yeah.
with
Love
Mary's
Fort Worth.
family.
Yeah.
We went to a restaurant, a pizza place. I wish I could remember what it was called. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But they had fried Brussels sprouts on the menu too. And I was like, well, let's see what they're doing. And they had these little red things on them. And I did research. It turns out they're Peruvian sweetie peppers, which I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
And I think this is what makes our Brussels sprouts better than anyone else. These red, tiny little sweet. They're not hot. They're not spicy.
No, they're sweet.
They're just like little sweet bombs. And I think that's what makes them
They're really good.
delicious.
They're really
that's
good.
the one tip. So I mean, like I said, I traveled around a lot, so I see what I like, and then
Sure.
blatantly I'll take it.
Yeah, man.
I'll steal every once in a while.
Well, you should. Everyone else does.
I'm helping those Peruvian sweetie pepper farmers,
There you go. Burgers and beer go together like, everything. I mean, it's in one breath. And you guys have a good burger program, I guess is the right way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I have not had the burger here yet, but the Blues burger would be what I would select. My wife would not. She does not like blue cheese, but you could slather anything in blue cheese, and I'll go in head first. It looks amazing.
I'm kind of like your wife. I'm not a blue cheese guy. I don't like it, but like I told you earlier, I surround myself with amazing people.
Very smart.
And I trust their palates.
Very smart.
Just because I don't like something doesn't mean...
Sure.
But you're right. That's one of our absolute best burgers.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
It's, the Blues burger. I mean, all of our burgers are terrific. The classic. I mean, we kind of build your own burger however you want it.
Yeah, of course.
So,
real smart.
Yeah, our burgers are everything's fresh, not frozen. I mean, it's
makes a difference.
Our sauces are all handmade. Everything's made here. Like
that's great.
It's
real
we don't
smart.
make our own butter. We don't ground our own
small
beef,
strike against you.
But we take pride in what we do.
That's
for
great.
sure.
That's great. The mains. I know the last time I was here, I got fish and chips, and it was really good. I don't remember what I've had before then. It may have been the fish and chips actually, because whenever I see fish and chips, I normally get it. But it's all I could say is it was good.
Thank you.
It's really good. Now, if you're wanting to be healthy, tell me about the session salmon.
Salmon. It's one of the dishes that our current kitchen manager Sam Norman came out with. He's a really great guy. I mean, he's one of the guys. I'm going to step back to COVID for a second. He stepped up when there was this period of post-COVID where things were back to normal. Customers were raring to go out to eat.
Yeah, man.
Employees were not. Employees did not want to come back to work. I guess they were raring to go back to eat too. Like they didn't want to work.
Yeah.
And so
I didn't even think about that, but yeah.
Very, very challenging period post-COVID, like for a year and a half maybe, where that's when restaurants were shutting down.
Yeah.
That's when they were like, they weren't doing lunches anymore or something. That's actually where restaurants got squeezed hard because of employees. It was impossible to fill your restaurant with staff. Man, Sam was just a guy that he's like, I got you, boss. Let's do this. And
that's great.
To this day, he's like right-hand man. Anyway, this is a dish but he says he wants to do a dish. We do it. And it's like he takes pride in it.
Yeah.
And so it's one of his dishes, and it's delicious. It's great.
Catering to people like that. I've interviewed another restaurant, and they had a pretty popular dish, fairly popular dish. The guys in the kitchen, it was taxing to make. Mm-hmm. It was a long process, and it was taxing to make. So he took it off for about 3 or 4 months, because you've got to listen to your guys, listen to your people back there. And that helps save them, and it helps keep them in your corner, too.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. It's a real big deal.
Again, I surround myself with great people.
Yeah, man.
And if they say something works or something doesn't, I have to think about it, and I say, you're probably right.
Yeah, that's very fair. That's very fair. Then we get into the handhelds. You've already talked about the turkey. Mm-hmm. I've never seen brat sliders before, and it makes all the sense in the world. Mm-hmm. Tell me about those.
It's basically a bratwurst.
Yeah.
but in a more presentable, easier to eat way.
Yeah.
You know, everyone likes a smaller bite, kind of like tapas.
Sure, man.
So the same dish, but you're cutting it and you're just putting on two deliciously buttered buns and,
So good.
and mustard and sauerkraut. So yeah, so the sliders is just an easier way to consume it.
Yeah. And then IPA for dessert.
That's right.
That's it. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful conversation. I appreciate your time.
Awesome. I appreciate you.
My pleasure. How can folks find you in person and online?
Well, we're at 4204 South JB Hunt off of the Pauline Whitaker. We're across the street from Topgolf.
There you go.
We're next to Fuzzy's,
Easy to find.
Walmart Neighborhood Market.
Yep.
But yeah, we have Instagram and we have Facebook.
Okay.
And I have an amazing in-house guy that's doing our social media now.
There you go.
That's he's keeping us relevant.
He didn't change the password on you, did he? You can still get in?
Sometimes, yes. Trust me, I have to call him and say, how do I log into this?
You locked me out, dude.
I used to be good at these things.
Right.
Some things I've
Don't get me
dropped
started.
the ball on.
Yeah, don't get me started.
So
I recently started TikTok.
I don't know how to do TikTok.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying, man.
But we may even have a TikTok. I don't know.
Oh, that's a fair point.
I'll ask my guy.
Fair point. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Flavors of Northwest Arkansas, you can find on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Please tip your servers. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.